Okay, well, now for those of you that don't have a TI calculator or don't want to use it, because I'm about to give you a much easier way, we're going to be using a free site called Desmos, DESMOS.com, www.desmos.com. And if you go there, just watch for a minute. It looks like this, okay? And we're going to be using the graphing calculator and 10 other things this semester, okay? But I'll be showing you how to do it. Don't be nervous, okay? So I'm going to click on graphing calculator, because this is where you get to if you type that, okay? And this is what it looks like, because it's blank, okay? Now there's a couple ways to use this. Let me just give you the introduction, assuming you know nothing. What if I wanted to graph a line? Well, we've done that on the TI calculator, but let's do it with Desmos. And I can actually type, I'm going to be on my keyboard now, y equals, just making something up, 7x plus 2. And son of a gun, as soon as I hit that 2, look, I got that red line. How cool is that? And look, I believe me, I think that's right, because look at the y-intercept, son of a gun. That is at 2. It makes sense, doesn't it? Okay? And if I hold my cursor over it, it tells me that it's 0, 2. And I can believe that it's correct because it's a slope upward of 7, so at least it's going up. Okay? Now, I could also, if I come over here, I can drag this around if I want to see it better, or I can zoom in and out. I'm going to zoom out with this minus. You don't have to remember it, because if you hold it over, it tells you what it is. Okay, I'm zooming out, or I can zoom back in. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, and I can move it to where I want. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click below this, and I'm going to do another line, but this time I'm going to use this animal down here. It's supposed to be a picture of the keyboard. Some people like to click. Okay, so I call it the template. Okay, and you can see everything you might want to type, at least for now, is right here. So I'm going to click y equals, see as it forms as I get it. It's going to give me a different color line. Now this time I'm going to do minus 3x plus 5. And this is different than the calculator in that you can just use the subtraction sign. So minus 3, and there is an x, and it gives me minus 3x, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to click, it's going to change it. I'm going to click plus 5. Of course, that makes the, as you can see, that makes the y-intercept at 5. And son of a gun, I have those two lines. Pretty neat. Okay? So that's how to graph with Desmos, but that's not what we're here for today. We're going to try and do a much easier way to do regressions. Now, when I graph the lines, I had the equation. Now, what I want to do is put in points and have the calculator figure out the equation, regress back and figure out the calculator, the equation for me. Okay? So, I'll tell you what, let's get rid of these mugs. I'm going to X out, X out. And of course, you may recall when I did the demo on the TI calculator, we had to put in a table of data. Okay? So this is something you might not have guessed. We're going to click on the plus because we have to add an item. And I'll click on plus, and these are the things we can add. Today we're going to add a table. Okay, so I'll click on table. And it shouldn't surprise you, there's the X and the Y. Actually, they're called X1 and Y1 because we could do, we're not going to do it in this class, we could do more than one X and more than one Y. We could do a couple of them, but we're only going to do one at a time here. And I'm going to do the exact same problem I did about quiz grades in the previous part of the lecture. So I'll type in those numbers. Let's see. Bear with me. They were... let's see, 80, I'm typing them in rather than clicking them in. 85 and 136 was the first point, and then 35 and 40, and there was a lot of them, so I'll tell you what, just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and jump to another window where I have them already typed in already. Okay? Now, there they all are, but I don't see any, these are points, I don't see anything on the graph, and that's because I'm in too close. So let me just, to get my sanity here, let me zoom out. Now I could set the settings here and say I want it to go up to the highest number, but I'm just going to sit here, I am that lazy, and just zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, there they are. And let me just drag them to, and I'm feeling good about this because they do line up pretty good, so maybe I'll get a decent regression equation that'll be pretty close. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Okay, now we were typing in the equation and getting the line. Now we're going to use the points and regress back and get the equation. Now, when we graphed the line, you may recall we typed y equals. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type like y, but I wanted to know that to use the data in my table. So I'm not just going to type y, I'm going to be typing on my keyboard here. I'm going to type y1, and you'll see it'll remind me that you have 10 elements in your list, and I'm going to be using a list. He's talking to me, okay? Okay, so y1 instead of y. Now the other thing is, I don't want it to be equals because these aren't right aligned. I mean, they're a little out of line. So it's not equals, it's about equals. So to get the about equals or approximately equals, it's called a tilde, fancy. I'm going to go to the template. Now pay attention, and I'm only going to say this once here. The tilde is under a different template. We have the template for the numbers, the numerics, and then we have the template for the letters, ABC. I'm going to go ABC. Of course, I could come back to the numbers if I wanted to. 1, 2, 3, and there's ABC, okay? The tilde's over here. Looks like a little squiggly. You see, I clicked on that, and I got y1 is approximately equal to. Now, I want to know the approximate equation. So I'm going to type, and you're going to do this every time for your regression, m, not mx, mx1 plus b. And cool as a mule, I have to say, let me get rid of this template, it will give me all the information that I got before. It'll give me the slope, very exact, the m. It'll give me the y-intercept for the average line, the regression line. And it'll even give me the correlation coefficients, okay? So it gives me everything I want. And then remember what we did. We typed in, we hit plus, and we put in the data in a table. Okay, that was probably the most work. And then we typed, every time you'll go y1 is approximately equal to mx1 plus b, and you'll get this every time. Okay, so that's how to do regressions on Desmos. It's pretty easy, and of course it's free. Okay, got it?